Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Albert.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Albert.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thanks.
Thank you. My name is Albert Baloy at KPMG. I'm an administrator, procurement administrator. Uh, I'll only talk about much about my role that I'm doing in procurement KPMG. I'm administrator as a buyer, which I'm buying anything that the company need to buy from any supplier that we're dealing with. The system that we're using is Oracle, which is loaded in, which the suppliers are loaded in. Like if there is someone who's willing to do the business with us, it's like they must send us their profile, and then we send them the questionnaire where they complete and do everything that is needed by our company to load them in the system. So in case we need to buy something to you, it can be something that will be today, we can do that. It will take process because we need to load that supplier in our system. After that, I'll have access to go and purchase anything that I'll be able to purchase from that supplier. The, the, the person that load the supplier is someone else, it's not myself. And then on what I do is to do the company purchases, and once that is done, thereafter I submit to the payables. I'm only doing the part of buying only. And in case you are willing to do the business with us, you can email your company profile to our procurement inbox, which is procurement@kpmg.co.za. And then I'll try to share the screen to show the form that we can send you once you've already sent us your company profile. In case of selecting the suppliers, I'm not also part of that people who do that. It's only the business unit that will come and ask us if the supplier that she's got we can do the business with that supplier. Then we'll take that supplier to our risk department to do the assessment. After they did their assessment, they'll come back to us and tell us if we can do the business with that supplier. If the supplier qualifies to do the business with us, thereafter they'll give us the green light on loading that one on system, and then we can start to do the business with that company. According to our company, there's no one that is limited to do the business with us. Only when you pass the supplier questionnaire, that when you send us your company profile, we'll send it to you. When you complete that form and we find that everything that is needed in that form is provided from your side, thereafter we'll load you in our supplier list. When someone comes and tell us that, no, I'm X, want to buy something like this, do you know who can supply me with that? Then we can show the list of the companies that are related to that, to what she mentioned or he mentioned, that I want to buy this. Then we can show that list and say, no, we've got 5 companies that are offering that services. Then it's up to you which one you want to use from the 5. And then if you find that the amount that you want to buy from the supplier is more than 100,000, that's when we will ask that business unit representative to get about 3 quotes from the 3 suppliers. And then we'll go with the one that will be the best from the 3. Thereafter, we advise that person to buy from that supplier. And then after that is done, then the ones that are less than 100,000, that's where we only need one code. With that one code, then we can do the purchasing for less than 100,000. But anything from above 100,000, then it will need about 3 suppliers to be contacted for the codes and see the best one. And then from the person who do the supplier, the person who load the suppliers from our system, he only load only if you did submit back the supplier questionnaire, and once that is received from his side, then he will load the supplier to our system. Thereafter, we can start to use that supplier. But in case you find that there is something that you didn't fill in that questionnaire, it's not our duty to come back to that supplier and tell that, no, you didn't provide us with that information so that we can load you in the system. But if the form is completed fully, nothing that will stop us to do the business with any supplier that need to do the business with us. So in that way, I don't have much a lot, as I'm not one in that department. I can only say whatever I can remember on our process. So now I am ready to take any question if there is someone who would need to know something about our processes.
Thank you so much, Albert, for that presentation. You had said that you're going to share the form. Are you still able to just share your screen, and maybe we can just see what the form looks like?
Okay, let me open that form so that I can share the form with you.
Okay, thank you so much. Whilst we wait on that, if anyone has a question for Albert, please could you just type, or maybe you can just raise your virtual hand. Okay, whilst we wait for questions, maybe Albert, what would you say you are spending on the most in terms of sourcing currently? What are you sourcing the most?
For now, as we are in a lockdown, I won't say any much because everything is on a standstill. But when we're not in a lockdown, it's not from our business unit to do that. It's like there's a lot of business unit in our company. That's where they come to us and ask for that sourcing, because for us is to do the purchase order and load the suppliers and assess if supplier we can work with. Nothing much more from that one.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Okay, I see.
Can we see the form?
Maybe if you can just zoom in a little bit, we can see the form, but we can't actually read what's on it. So maybe if you can just enlarge it a bit.
May you please also advise me, where do I go if I want to Zoom it? Because for the first time for me to use this Zoom, I'm using Teams. In Teams, okay, I know which. Yes.
At the bottom of your screen, on the far right, there should be, yeah, you can do that. Great.
Now you can see.
Yeah, that's much better.
Okay. Can I scroll it down?
Yes, please. And you say this form is also available on your website, on the KPMG website?
I'm not too sure if it's there, but it's like we normally send it to the suppliers when they come back to us. When they send us their company profile, and thereafter to load them in the system, we need to get this form filled out, and so that we can load that supplier into our system.
Okay, all right. So maybe just to summarize the process. So the first thing is the supplier will send an email to procurement@kpmg.co.za, and then they receive
Yes.
this form, which they will
Yes.
fill out, and they're supposed to fill it out in full, because I think you mentioned that if there's a mistake, you don't go
Yes.
back to the supplier to say, please fix this. So one has to make sure that everything is filled out correctly. And then once they receive this form, fill it out and send it back to you, then you add them into the database, or what happens after that?
We add them to our database.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And
all right.
also the last portion of the form is the attachment that they need to attach when they finish to fill out this form, and send it with all that about 10 attachments.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So how long does it take from when the supplier submits this form to then being added on the database? I know you mentioned that you've got some due diligence that you do before you actually add someone. So like approximately how long does it normally take?
And once they send the full required information, it's something that will take, let me mention a week, because it will go to our risk management first, where it will take maybe a week, and they will confirm to us if we can load the supplier in our system. So it doesn't take that longer, but it takes a week, which is 5 days. And in 5 days, you can maybe call in and ask if, or maybe let me mention, email is the best. You can email, I'm albert.baloy@kpmg.co.za, then I'll respond.
Okay, let me just type that.
Yes.
So okay, so just to the audience, any questions for Albert, any comments before we end the session? Okay, it doesn't look like we've got any questions, Albert. Sorry, I keep calling you Alfred. Any questions,
No,
Albert?
they always do that. You are not the first one.
Hello, sorry. Hello, sorry. I was trying to unmute myself. Sorry, man, Albert, brother. I've got a question.
Yes.
Sorry, man. I was just struggling to unmute myself.
Okay.
Okay, my name is Gladys, as I said, from RNG Logistics. I would like to know if there's any opportunities for us to do business with KPMG as logistic company.
I will say, send us your company profile,
Okay.
and then I will make sure that it's loaded in our database.
Okay.
In case the one that is doing that for us is not delivering to our expectations, then
Okay.
you'll be the second option.
Okay, thanks.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Are there any more questions? I see Zolile, you've unmuted. Do you perhaps have a question?
Hi. Yep, this is Olile Jeme. Actually, it was we do airport transfers mainly. That's the bulk of our work. Oh, sorry about that. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, I
You
can.
can go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. No, just to find out if you I'm aware now. It's locked down. But other than that, if you do a lot of traveling or receive visitors either from outside the province or from outside the country, would we have an opportunity to do business with you?
Yes, you do, because that one before it was Renis that was doing that. But for now, I'm not sure who's doing that, because since we've been in lockdown, I didn't find out who succeeded to be the one who will be offering that service. But we do have a lot of visitors and those who travel outside our the countries. So you do have that opportunity to do that. But what you can do is to also do the same by emailing. Then I'll respond to you, and then I'll pass it to my manager to see what he can do with the current situation.
Okay, thanks. I will do. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that. And I saw Hoitze, you had your hand up. It's down now. I'm not sure if the question has been answered.
No, can you hear me? Thank you for that.
Yes, we can.
Thank you. My apologies earlier, I couldn't unmute and I was struggling with connection. Mine is pretty short. We're from Seventla Trading and Projects. Our baskets of service consist of both ICT and multidisciplinary engineering. But what I wanted to check with Albert, is there no way where we are able to see the type of opportunities that the available opportunities, maybe from their website, in order for us not to bombard him with our company profile only for that the services that we render are not needed, or a way where we can be able to see the type of services or product they require of now and then?
To answer that one, I'll say it's like we are permitted to do or to accept all the companies that they willing to send us their company profile. In case something happened that we need to source that supplier, then we start by checking on our database list which ones do we have with related services that we're looking for during that time. Thereafter, you might be lucky and you find that you are there already, and then they prefer to pick you and use you to do to offer that service.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Albert.
Yes.
And then we've got another question from Mike Mokwena. Mike, if you can just unmute yourself and go ahead and ask your question.
Hi guys. Actually, I don't have a question. Apologies for that. I know this is out of scope, but then now, Albert, I just want to find out if it's possible that maybe I can visit your company, because I'm coming from a procurement perspective. So I was thinking if I can come visit you guys so you can share your experience in the procurement department, so I can learn your processes and systems, and maybe we can share some experience between the two of us.
No, you are more than welcome, but for now, we're not operating much in office. Like today, I did force to come here because of I was having, it's like I was having no access to find myself joining this meeting from home, where it's like it was supposed to be the partner approval for me to get that access. And I don't have that partner in our department. So I decided to come to office. But in case we're done with this lockdown issue, then we're back in office. You are more than welcome to come and visit us and share the procurement of services.
All right, thanks. I can do that. I'll take your email then.
Thanks very much, man.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I don't see any more questions. So thank you so much, Albert, for taking the time to be here with us to share the KPMG processes. And thank you so much for just sharing all the information and responding to the questions. So we don't have any more questions. So we'll just wait for our next session, which will be in 8 minutes, and it will be with Yoko. So our next session is at 1 o'clock, and it's with the company called Yoko. So that will be the last session for our day today. So please just take a short break and be back by 1 o'clock to join that session.